is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire Podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. My name is Kendall Bowman, and ladies and gentlemen, there are very few stories that piss me off more than the whole trans kids thing. And obviously the main reason that they tick me off so much is because of stories like this. From Timcast, detransitioner says nipples were literally peeling off after sex change surgery. Wow. A 21-year-old who underwent gender reassignment surgery at the age of 17 is suing the medical team who performed the procedures for medical negligence, stating that the doctors who encouraged her to complete the procedure were acting as ideologues, not unbiased medical professionals. The lawsuit, which was filed in secret in recent days with the Tarrant County District Court of Texas, says that Soren Aldaco, I apologize if I butchered your name, was a teen with a slew of mental health issues, complicating the already difficult challenges of adolescence and body image. But despite doctors knowing of her mental health comorbidities and other psychological and social disorders, they deliberately and recklessly propelled Aldaco down a path of permanent physical disfiguring and worsening psychological distress. Let me just say this real quick before we continue. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, cares about one thing: money. That's it. That's all this industry cares about. If you're waiting for them to give a crap about your mental health issues, they're not going to. These are the types of people who put money over your health. That has been proven time and time again. Just look at COVID. Let's continue. Aldaco's complaint list names Del Scott Perry. I'm just going to skip these names because they're not important. Texas Health Physician Group, Three Oaks Counseling Group LLC, and Mesa Springs LLC as defendants. According to the legal filing, the girl has struggled with mental health issues from an early age because of a troubled family life, the sudden loss of a beloved grandmother, peer ridicule, and unspecified other stressors and issues. Complicating matters, she experienced early puberty, which resulted in her breast developing earlier than the girls around her, which brought even more ridicule. After the harassment from her peers and being influenced by female body images she saw on social media, Aldaco began to hate her own physical appearance. It is right there, guys. This garbage has only been exacerbated by social media. Parents, stop letting your kids on social media. Stop it. If this is the type of garbage that happens to your kids on the internet, stop letting them use social media. It's that simple, guys. Think about it. She just said herself that was one of the main reasons why she had such poor opinions of her own body. If her parents didn't let her on social media, that never happens. So how about we as parents just do our jobs and protect our children from the things that we should be protecting them from? Let's continue. Because of this dislike of her former body, along with the fact she tended to enjoy activities normally enjoyed by boys, as well as prodding from transgender online friends, she began to believe she might be transgender too. Through 8th and 9th grade, she began entertaining the idea of identifying as a boy with a small group of friends and a couple of trusted teachers. The complaint states, by 10th grade, her depression, anxiety, and social disorders became so severe she was hospitalized at Mesa Springs Psychiatric Hospital in Fort Worth, Texas. Despite her explicit wishes not to discuss gender identity, Dr. Nicolapu, goodness, that's a name, pressed her so hard on the issue that she simply acquiesced and finally agreed with him. The emotionally shattered teenager was coerced into identifying as transgender, the filing states. Notably, Dr. Nicolapu did not do any meaningful or comprehensive psychobehavioral examination did not explore Soren's existing mental and psychological issues and did not discuss or attempt to address her glaring comorbidities, the lawsuit reads. Instead, he appeared to simply jump to and indeed encourage the conclusion that the sole explanation for Soren's psychotic break was her needing to embrace a transgender identity after only knowing her for mere minutes. Oh, man. Soon, Aldacco began using cross-sex hormones. Doctors failed to discuss the risks posed by cross-sex hormones and the irreversible consequences that the use of cross-sex hormones would cause. The lawsuit states, doctors also did not discuss alternatives to cross-sex hormones and never sought or received written parental consent. Wow. Never sought or received parental consent, the suit alleges. In February 2021, the girls, still unhappy with her body, began exploring the possibility of a double mastectomy. Gender transition proponents often use the term top surgery, which has the impact of downplaying the severity of the procedure. The initial consultation appointment was a brief phone call that lasted only a few minutes, which was followed by surgeons scheduling the girl's double mastectomy. The surgery left her with severe complications that resulted in disfigurement that still persists, despite Soren sending graphic pictures of the pools of blood forming subcutaneously with her torso, her nipples literally peeling off of her chest, and explaining the immense pain she was experiencing. Dr. Santucci seemed as though he could not be bothered to see her and did not even advise her to seek emergency care, the lawsuit says. After some time, Aldacco came to understand that, as the filing states, her body was not the problem at all. The problem was with her perception and expectation of her body that society and social media had all but forced upon her. Doctors rushed to begin transitioning procedures while ignoring her sordid psychological history to justify the approach they had predetermined to be right, lawyers explain in the lawsuit. The repercussions of these interventions have led to Soren's permanent disfigurement and profound psychological scarring, the suit says. The defendants' breaches of their fiduciary duties are only underscored by the fact that each defendant met Soren and facilitated these therapies at a pivotal juncture in Soren's life when she was grappling not only with the universal challenges of adolescence and body image, but also with a complex amalgamation of diagnosed mental health comorbidities and other psychological and social disorders. Ladies and gentlemen, your children are under attack. They are. Your children live in a society today that is built around showing them things and telling them things that a young child should not be hearing. For example, this young woman should not even have been in a situation where she was, 17 and comparing her body to women on social media who were not only much older than her, but were more than likely using things like Photoshop to Photoshop their images and make themselves look better, quote unquote. This is the problem with social media. And it's also the problem with this whole trans issue altogether. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, they are using this as a way to create permanent customers. This girl's body is so permanently disfigured that she will have to go her entire life now seeking medical care to fix what these doctors destroyed. And she will be forced to spend millions of dollars, most likely, in order to fix what has been destroyed. Maybe not millions, maybe closer to, hundreds of thousands, but still more than most can afford. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to do the job of protecting your children. No one, and I repeat, no one, not doctors, not nurses, not nobody cares about your kids. It is very clear that our society is about very few things, but the main thing is money. That's what our society is about, guys. Why do you think those women that she was comparing her bodies to on social media, why do you think that they're putting up pictures of their body in the first place? Money. Money, because they can get men to send them money for these pictures. It's all about money. You must be the one to protect your child from these predators. These people did not even get consent from this girl's parents before they cut her open and destroyed her body. Oh, and by the way, speaking of money, you're going to foot the bill. We got this story right here from the Post-Millennial. Baby killing trans death row inmate in California women's prison to get boob job funded by you, by the taxpayer. Don't you just love that? Don't you just love it? Let's read from the Post-Millennial. A man who beat two of his own infants to death is now allegedly awaiting on breast implants after his transfer to a California woman's prison. Do you want to know why this man, this is not a woman, this is a man, do you want to know why this man wanted so badly to transfer to a woman's prison? Because as a baby killer, in other words, a piece of garbage, as a baby killer, he was more than likely getting beaten every single day by the other prisoners who are in the men's prison with him. Which, in my opinion, if you beat two infants to death, that's exactly what you deserve. They were defenseless. They had no ability to fight back or to defend themselves. There's nothing that they could have done. They were completely and totally helpless. And in my opinion, if you do that to a child, you deserve to feel that exact same way every day of your life. You deserve to feel helpless. But no, this man couldn't take it. So he asked to be transferred to a woman's prison. Jessica Marie Hahn, which of course, this is a man, it's not a Jessica, who went by Jason Michael Mann previously, started identifying as a woman in 2019, as reported by Redux. Hahn's previous arrest came after he admitted to killing two of his children once they were born. Their bodies were found 1,500 miles apart from each other in separate storage units. Oh my gosh. The remains of his 10-week-old daughter were placed in a blue Tupperware-type container inside a unit in Arkansas. Hahn had hit his daughter over the head, breaking her skull in 2001. Prior to the murder of his daughter, Hahn had also killed his 1-month-old son. He was facing 30 years on the charge in 1999. He was moved to death row after his conviction for the killings in 2013. His girlfriend, Chrissy Wernz, also took part in the killing of the daughter and was put into a Central California women's facility. In 2019, he started identifying as a woman while on death row and was transferred to the General's women's population in 2020 after an observation period. However, with legislation from an executive order from Governor Gavin Newsom, the death penalty has been suspended. And a baby killer lives. Wernz, allegedly fearing for her life, like I just said she was granted an emergency transfer before Hahn made it into CCWF. Hahn is now awaiting a breast augmentation subsidized by taxpayers. A woman's advocate, Amy Ikikawa, goodness gracious, spoke to Redux in their report about the case. She is the founder of Woman to Woman, an organization that represents incarcerated women's rights. Ikikawa explained her concerns, saying incarcerated women have been overlooked and forcibly made to be the losers of every political game possible when legislatures need to dump a problem or sweep something under the rug out of the public's eye. Ikikawa said that women in prison are quietly watching themselves being erased, while men who have quote-unquote penises get facial feminization surgeries, laser hair removal, Adam's apple reductions, all paid for with your tax dollars. Hey, how about we not pay for any of that? Because last time I checked, these were baby killers, rapists, murderers. How about we just not give them anything? I mean, am I crazy? Like, is that like, I thought that's what we were already doing. Like not giving these people what they wanted because they lost that right when they committed these crimes. Right? I mean, is that not... Guys, we live in a clown world where criminals get to take your money and transition into a quote-unquote gender that follows along with their psychosis that is going on in their head. You have to understand, gender dysphoria is a mental illness. If you go over to the UK, all this gender transition stuff, especially for children, is gone. It's gone. They no longer allow it over there. And the reason why is because if you have a schizophrenic man who believes that the toaster is talking to him, you do not then say to him, yeah, the toaster's talking to you. Because then he will continue to believe that the mental illness going on in his head is actually reality when it is not. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a man who believes you are a woman, or if you are a woman who believes you are a man, you are wrong. You have been told by society that your mental illness that's going on in your brain right now is actually just reality. Oh, that's just your truth. No, there is no your truth. Nobody gets a truth. Nobody gets their own truth. There is the truth, and then there are lies. That's it. You have been lied to. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not footing the bill for this crap. I'm not about to pay for you to go through all of this crap right now as a teenager that you're just going to end up regretting later on. I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for this crap at all. And if that means, I can't necessarily pay some taxes, I don't know, man. Think about it. Let's weigh this here. Okay, let's weigh this out. Child's body gets mutilated and destroyed. I pay taxes. Or I don't pay taxes. One of those is clearly heavier than the other. One of those is clearly more important than the other. Guys, the minute that they started doing this, the minute that they started using our money to mutilate the bodies of children, is the minute that every person in this country should have stopped paying taxes. We should have been not paying taxes at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, you are what can stop all of this. This man is a baby killer. He's already on death row. He's on death row. That means at some point, they are going to put a needle in his arm and he will die. Why on earth is our money being used to give this man a freaking boob job? Ladies and gentlemen, if these two stories don't make you want to freaking puke, I don't know what will, man. You must have a strong stomach. I'm nauseous right now, man. This young girl had her life destroyed by bad parents, social media, and a pharmaceutical industry that doesn't give a piss. Where should we start? Bad parenting. It's up to you, man. It's up to you as parents. It's up to you. You got to do better. I have to do better. We as parents have to do better. You can't protect your kids from everything in life. I get it. But you can protect them from most things that you really should be. Bullying, it's not really something you can protect your kids from. At this point in reality today, with all this technology, there's going to be some things that they see that you wish that they hadn't seen. And that sucks, man. It really does. But this garbage is something that you can absolutely protect your kids from. Your kids should not be having social media at 12 years old, man. It just doesn't make sense. Not with things like this going on. Not when you know that it has this kind of effect on your kids. We have to do better, man. We have to do better as parents. And we got to do what's right, bro. I'm not telling anybody to not pay taxes to the government. But wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will have another show coming for you guys on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.